Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Hajime no Ippo, episode 49.
Alright, so the fight with Volg is underway, and Ippo is not doing well in this fight.
No, he's still been figuring out his tempo in this fight. He did kind of snap back to it. He had his moment where he kind of came back from the unconsciousness.
Yeah. But that being said, it's not going well.
It's not going well. I still think that, I still think that Ippo kind of has to win here.
Right.
Because we've got fights that are after this that are built up for Ippo. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was so one-sided so far, right?
Yeah.
Ippo kind of has to win, right? Because it would hurt too bad if Ippo lost, right?
But I like that he didn't get blown out in the first round, which is almost what happened. So there's still like a non-zero chance that they do he fights really hard to try and come back and he doesn't win. Sure. But that's a single digit % chance, at least in my mind. Especially after thinking about it between kind of recordings. But we've got the next part of this fight to look forward to. And hopefully it's good. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this now. Get a life, 時間はそんなにないぜ。それが start away. I want this only. 探し求める。あがきりの光の中で。あがき傷つくて。自分も傷ついて。だけど終わらずに思いを止め何も見えてない彼ではきっとこのままのペントランス continue.
I love that it goes from Mama into No Pain Trance Continue. Which is in some ways foreshadowing that the whole arc was long.
Right, because that's what that meant. Yeah. Right. Gambare. Yeah.
Group up and hit it till it dies.
The courage to believe.
Yep.
Okay, go on the offensive. Whoa.
Okay.
Nice. He squares up.
Yeah.
Giving him basically the look of, come at me, I'm ready. So he's going to intimidate him out.
Alright.
Alright, Ippo.
But you can't beat that move, so...
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh.
Alright.
Dang. He's just going technical here. Just very simple. And he's not fast enough, yeah. Oh my god.
Oh.
Ooh, that
Yeah.
I felt that one. That's the point. I think he made sure not to tell him anything specific so that he didn't fall into desperation. Ah, gotcha. Oh.
Okay, nice.
Nice.
Alright, cool.
So the ref is paying attention to when he went unconscious before, and is like, I don't want that to happen again. Oh. Oh. Holy crap.
Oh, that's not good.
Jeez.
Oh.
Holy crap, that's... So this is about the chief believing.
Maybe, yeah.
About the chief believing in Ippo. Holy crap. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Oh. That's not his job to stop him. That's the coach's job.
Right. If he's physically and mentally all there, then
yeah. Oh, the green! The green! Oh!
Okay.
No pain trends continue.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. So he intentionally almost let himself go down to breathe a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Void. Hit him with the left.
Oh!
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that was a right?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Okay.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, crap.
All right.
Oh my god. We've actually got the tempo back and then thinking about the time, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And he's probably gonna collapse as soon as the round's over.
Yep. Oh, down to the wire. Keep things on your terms. Oh, that was a gut punch.
All right.
Wow. The chief! Okay. The chief! He threw himself in between him and that punch. Oh my god.
Yeah, don't talk.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's sweet. All right. Oh, he's not talking about that. He's not, yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. In a lot of ways, this is winning the real battle here, you know, because the chief is all worried about,
Roundabout.
Okay. Cool. And then the head shots will actually,
Somebody! Ah!
Yeah, get off!
It looks like he's holding. Looks like he's holding him, just like.
Yeah.
Like, please hold me, buddy. How to serve him up?
All right.
I'm surprised Takamura's been so quiet. You know.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
All right.
What is this?
All right. Oh, man.
Oh, he's laying into him.
Yeah.
No, he just dodged that like it was nothing.
Oh, man. Oh, boy.
Oh, he's flat-footed. Crap,
Yep.
crap.
Oh, man.
Dang. This might be it, Jacob.
Could be.
Whoa. Whoa, wait, actually, no.
Wait. Oh, if we're getting backstory for him.
Yeah. Oh, little kid.
Yeah.
Whoa. 10 years ago, yeah, he would be really small.
So he's groomed Volg, like, he's practically raised him.
Whoa. Whoa.
Wow.
Why is the music so creepy, though?
Well, it's because this isn't going to end well.
Well, I think it's also part of the thing of that he took advantage of the youthful innocence, maybe, of, you know, Volg to...
I don't think so.
Maybe not,
Because Volg was saying that he wanted to do that.
Oh my god, he's about to go down.
Okay.
Oh, the music's coming in here.
Oh, man.
But it's for the opponent, Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But hey, maybe take another down. Oh yeah.
Oh man, Ippo was so
He's
much
got
smaller
grit.
back then.
Oh man, this is getting me all nostalgic. Courage.
Okay, but he's still getting the living shit beaten out of him.
Yeah. Just fall, Ippo. Oh!
All right.
They exchanged blows. Oh! Oh, dude, this is Ippo's music now.
Yeah, but
Damn, I'd love for him to win. Oh, he's gonna do it.
and then he plants
From the bottom.
flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, he's clinching.
But he's still hitting him.
Yeah. Whoa. So he's not clinching, yeah. Yeah. Oh, jeez. The crowd's cheering hard now. Jeez. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. That was it. That was it. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Is this the same thing that happened to Miata?
Okay. Jeez! Whoa! Whoa!
Okay.
What? Wail into him! Oh my god! This body's not doing what he's telling it to do.
Yeah.
Just him punching?
I love how they're talking to each other while they're on the opposite sides of the...
Holy crap. So... So Ippo's gonna, like, collapse once he knocks over Volg here.
But if they're using the exhaustion route, they could just say that he doesn't have the strength or something. But that... I don't know if I'd buy that.
I mean, hey, no, they know their stuff. Like, here we go.
Wow, so it's gonna be the techniques going up against each other at the same time, and...
Yep. But maybe not. Maybe it's not gonna be blocked anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if Volg's slower, then he might not be able to do his move anymore.
Jeez, and Ippo's actually dodging everything now. Yep, so he intentionally gives him the opportunity to do it so that...
But if his body hasn't been responding to what he's been doing...
Yeah! Crap! You just gotta believe in it! Oh!
Oh!
He slipped and went
then
under
gut
for a
shots.
body blow.
Okay.
What?
Gonna hit him in the face while he's still in the air.
Well...
Oh, that's just the end of the
episode.
Okay.
Oh!
Huh.
Wow.
Alright. But, like, Volg's not gonna be knocked out by that because, like, it's a body blow, right? So...
I don't know, man.
Huh. Well, that was intense.
Alright. Well, this is a fight that went from being a extremely one-sided to not an Ippo pulling a thing out at the last second, but the coaches pulling out a thing at the last second and letting us know, the viewer,
right,
this has actually been just a stamina force of will power match the whole time. The thing that they set up from the coaches being like, willpower doesn't mean anything here. It's all just technique. And the guy's like, and Kamaga was like, no, this is very much a willpower thing. You don't know what you're talking about.
Right, since he's discounting it, that's the one way where we know we can fight.
Right, just if you can force to go beyond stamina, he'll end up tiring himself out.
Right.
I mean, okay.
Right.
Volg and Ippo continue their fight, and it might not be over here.
It might not.
It might not be over here.
Yeah.
We have Ippo getting, like, almost doing the splits practically and not able to lunge fully with his gazelle punch.
Which I like that they used that as the way that it connected, because if it was just something... Because it's basically how Ippo's weakness in that moment turned into an advantage rather than Volg's weakness. Because one of the things that I was a little bit worried about, and they've been addressing it really well, is the idea of, if Ippo's been the one taking most of the damage, right, then even if he survives, how does he turn the tide? How does he actually make it so that he knocks out Volg, right?
Right.
And instead of doing the thing of, you know, like they were doing earlier, of Volg's body not fully responding to what he wanted it to do, it's just that, oh, Ippo slipped up, and because of that, he was able to get under your guard, right? There you go.
But this isn't just a lucky thing here. Volg is tired.
Right.
Volg is tired. And the thing I like that they're bringing up here is the idea that in order to deal an offensive, you know, amount of pressure, especially after you've been knocked down, you're still exerting effort. And there is a point to where, you know, if you're not thinking about that as much, the effort, the energy expenditure can sneak up on you.
Right.
And Kamogawa is, he's throwing a Hail Mary pass. He doesn't know that it's going to be that, you know, that point. But maybe if he got even more meta, he would realize that it makes sense that he wouldn't have encountered this before. So this might be a thing that they could use to their advantage, meaning Volg hasn't encountered this. Because Volg wins so many of his matches so easily, in that the coach for Volg is like, this kind of stuff has never happened for Volg before. And I'm like, oh, really? He's never faced someone that was like
good,
so good that no, it's just Volg is amazing. That's the point I'm bringing up here. that in order for Ippo to actually have a chance at beating Volg, he has to look for where is Volg going to have, like, no experience? Okay, he's not going to have experience necessarily in the 4th round, you know?
Sure, because fights don't usually last that long, yeah.
Well, maybe fights never last that long for Volg, you know?
Well, and the thing is that, like on the one hand, I would say the whole idea, the line of this is the professional ring, it's way more exhausting. I didn't quite buy that line, because it's like, well, yeah, I mean, he's been doing this for a long time. He would be aware of how exhausting it is. But the idea that maybe because of how solidly he was beating Ippo early on, he didn't think that it was going to last this long, so he used up a lot of his reserves, not even really realizing it, because he's like, yeah, I'm going to take this guy out, right? He's already basically on death's door, you know. It won't take too much more to knock him out, except it didn't work, you know. And now it's like, oh crap, this is actually catching up to me.
Yeah, but he did take damage. He actually got knocked down.
Sure.
And took really big damage from Ippo early on. Not even close to what Ippo's taking.
Yeah, about a quarter probably.
Well, we don't have any measure of that, Jacob.
Right, just what we've seen, yeah. And
no, I mean, we don't have any
measuring stick, the power of the punches and the places that they were hitting.
We have to go on basically what they tell us or show us. So in this case, we saw Ippo take the majority of the punches, but in terms of who's taking the most percentage max health damage,
sure,
you know, we have no way of knowing that. That's something that, in some ways, the show has to show us. They have to do a good job of translating that so that we as the viewer understand, oh, okay, Ippo is in a bad way right now. Look at his knees wobble.
Right, and the way they showed all of that was great.
His face is all swollen up.
And the stuff of like the referee being like, okay, you know, like, what's your name? Where are you? You know, like that stuff. I was really glad that they were doing stuff like that, because it's like, yeah, it helps to showcase that Ippo really is like barely standing, right? Because the thing is, the whole idea of like the boxer that just doesn't give up and determinates their way through things, like Rocky's done that, you know. So
Rocky's not real. So,
yeah.
That's what you mean, right?
Right.
Yeah,
exactly. So
I'm just adding on to that.
To take that and do it here, they really need to sell it, and they have been, right? You know, with all those times where, you know, it's like, okay, he's leaning up against the ropes. It's like, well, hold on, this counts as a knockdown. I didn't know that was a thing. Totally makes sense. You know, good to know. You know, and Ippo getting pushed to the point where if he gets knocked down again, he's out, right? And where it's like counting down the seconds, where it's like each punch is like, oh man, he could get knocked out here, and then it's all done.
And then it's
right?
over, yeah.
Yeah. And then, you know, him basically collapsing in the chair, and the chief being like, don't speak, just, you know, breathe. Like,
yeah. With Volg's damage, the reason why I think it's something that makes sense is that Ippo has encountered opponents in the past that had flavors of Volg. Speedstar Sendo, I believe that was, or was Psyche. Psyche is an example of, I would say, where Ippo robbed Psyche. Like, Psyche was so freaking good. Like, there's almost no way Ippo should have won. This kind of gamble that the coach basically takes fits more in line with who not just Volg is as a boxer, from what we've seen thus far, because we've only gotten so much of him, but it fits with the coaching philosophy battle that's been going on in the background. And that was that once they introduced the coach early on, and he goes on, he basically just insults Kamigawa to his face by being like, you don't understand boxing. You're focused on the wrong things with willpower and resolve and all this stuff. And we're thinking like, he just insulted the power of shonen protagonists. I mean, this is not going to end well.
And in many ways, that's what has happened so far.
But in terms of every time boxing has been put on display in this show, the thing that has won is not just technique. It's a combination of technique and willpower.
Right.
And Ippo's superpower, if anything, and I said this so many times, is not his technique or even really his strength. And I love that they brought it up here, was that he tells his body to do things and it does it.
Right.
that involves also, stand up, don't go down. Like an example I used to was drawing the connection to was he tells himself to punch in a certain way and he delivers the uppercut exactly how it's meant to be. For me, I would take like 500 times in order to get that right,
Yeah.
So in this case, this is how they're bringing in Shonen Resolve.
Right.
And having it be something that, we've shown this over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's one of those things where in some ways I feel like Volg is having this match. It's getting stolen. In some ways, though, this is like I've seen things like this, even if it wasn't in boxing. Like there was a point where I saw these two dudes. Ironically, they were from Russia, and one of them was like huge. Like he was so ridiculous. Like he would carry 3 50-pound bags of like flour and stuff and be like bouncing on the balls of his feet, right? Massive. You'd have to take 2 steps around him just to get around him, right?
Gotcha.
He actually couldn't wear aprons because he was that much of a V. like they would just fall.
Yeah.
And he arm wrestles his buddy, right? Who's built but much smaller, right?
Like he's got a good 40 pounds on the guy. Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Like easily.
But yeah, it's all muscle. So
right. And they're arm wrestling, and you're thinking this guy is going to destroy his buddy, right? There's no way he can win.
Right.
And his buddy didn't try to win for like probably 2 solid minutes. He just tried to make sure that he just locked everything up so his arm didn't move. Right. And it was so frustrating for the other guy because he's like, just bringing it down, but it wouldn't move. And then eventually he was like, okay, yeah, we'll call a draw because, eventually he was like, I'm getting tired. I won't be able to keep this up. And then you'll actually be able to beat me.
Right.
Because it's, and it was kind of like an underhanded trick, but it totally worked because that's the only way you can compete when the person is so much better than you in those areas.
But this isn't an underhanded trick. This requires multiple stages of skill, luck, exertion, willpower. It's a combination of a bunch of different
I'm not
things.
saying it is an underhanded trick. I'm saying to Volg
I see the parallels.
The Chief, it certainly it would feel like it, where it's like no, we're better. We've beaten the crap out of you. Why are you doing this? And oh no.
Yeah, but then they also mentioned the stuff that you caught on to very well, is the underwater training and stuff like that, to where he's now more elastic and he's able to absorb the big hits from the White Fang stuff, because there were multiple times earlier on in the match where Ippo should have gotten blown out in round 1.
Right.
But that's boxing. Like, I feel like that's the sport, is that you should have moments where you take a lot of damage, and then, you somehow get back up from that. And there's the whole psychological part of...
Sure. Yeah. Well, but also just from the standpoint of the energy, like they brought up the whole, like, the spring and the cushioning in the knees, and I love that. I didn't know
was awesome.
That was a thing that you would be able to do, right? But the idea that it turns into a battle of endurance, and what was the thing that they showed the most of Ippo training? Endurance. Like, there you go. So, yeah.
That also could be something that they reveal, is that Volg's thing with regards to physical, if you were to stats them both up next to each other, is that Volg's moves are ones, like you said, where he delivers such devastating, damage into them, that he's using up excess energy reserves every time he punches, because he's going through for the kill on those big ones, like the uppercuts and stuff.
Sure.
And Ippo's just got a passive damage reduction thing that he doesn't know about, basically, that's reducing that. And he's like, whoa, hold on, like, I don't want to... He's like, Coach, I don't want to say anything against your style here, but what we're doing isn't working as much as it should. Should we play a little bit more defensive here? And this is maybe something that I wish maybe more of the matches would think about. It's less hype, but they should think about the points. And that's that when matches go this way and you have a turnaround, the next round, if Volg gets up, Volg just plays calm, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Is he so tired that he can't just
defend?
Uh-huh. Because he's taken so few punches compared to Ippo.
Right. We know he's faster and hasn't Ippo beat on a technical
You don't have
level.
to win by TKO every game.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
In fact, that might be a thing that ends up coming to play, because I could see Volg getting knocked down from this one here.
Mm-hmm.
I could also see them bringing up the fact that Ippo's feet weren't planted really as well as they could be, so the damage might not actually be as strong, except for the fact that he lifted Volg off the ground.
That's kind of
So the back foot at the very least was well planted. So the left one, if anything, the one that was forward.
Right, I get the feeling with something like that, it was where Ippo wouldn't be able to properly recover from that punch because his footing was off, but he was still able to deal a lot of damage with it,
Right, and if the spring forward was still good.
Right, and if Volg had been maybe a little bit faster with reacting, right, because maybe if he wasn't as tired, then he'd be able to...
Yeah, he would just bring his guard lower.
Right, exactly. Yeah. He'd be able to work around the essentially, mistake attack, not that Ippo didn't intend to do that, but the idea that isn't something you would traditionally want to do.
For sure.
I would love, I gotta say though, I would love to see something happen where Volg catches a second wind. Because and while it's something where he doesn't usually get pushed this far, and he probably hasn't ever had a fight like this, right? And the coach mentioned that.
Yeah.
I would love to see him tap into reserves as well, because that way when Ippo wins, it will feel a lot more earned rather than what it. And granted, Ippo's been training in that area, so it makes sense that he would beat Volg in the endurance match, right?
Yep.
But that way it feels like there is still a competition that's happening as far as the endurance goes, because one of the things that can feel kind of hard to sell is the idea that Ippo's winning the endurance match while taking way more hits than Volg. Because making punches, that's exhausting, right? And you do that for an extended period of time. Of course you'd get tired. But taking punches feels like it would be way more exhausting. So, I would love to see at some point Volg basically giving that last bit of oomph, digging deep and maybe going further than he has ever gone before, right? And then that way, when Ippo does win, it'll feel more hard fought, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get that.
You don't agree?
No, I really don't agree, because we've had unconscious boxers still boxing in this show. I don't have any problem with the people are different and have different levels of stamina and ability to go on, and boxing doesn't feel generally like a match where anyone, and maybe in my opinion, gets pushed to absolute zero with their stamina. They get pushed down to low operating levels where they're unable to do big things because of their low stamina. But their regenerate is so crazy because they're insane fighter athletes that they're able to keep kind of pushing up at low levels. It's that boxing is a sport where you have people deliver insane burst damage all at once that people just happen to not be ready for at a specific time, so it connects, and that overwhelms their body to the point where it sends them into an unconscious state, and then they get knocked down. Or it sends all kinds of nervous signals, whatever, to where the legs just don't work, and then they're on the ground and they're telling their body to get up, and their body's just like, no, I'm not going to do that. That's not what I'm going to do. And I think that if you're going to have a shonen protagonist in your main character's kind of setup, and his thing is that he keeps going, he has the resolve aspect of things, I would rather it be a thing where it's based around stamina and him taking a bunch and getting back up, rather than it being about how he decisively beats the boxers.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just one of those things where I would think that even if Volg hasn't fought anyone like Ippo before, other people would have tried this tactic. So, like,
no, the way they bring it up, and maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, yeah, maybe it's a cultural thing that like that's just not what they would. That's not how they train over there.
And they said that the fights don't last that long against Volg because he's so good. He wins by technique. He destroys them. Like, he's the featherweight world champion.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where because he's fought so many people, law of large numbers, I would think that there would be some exceptions, especially when going for the featherweight world championship. You know,
he won the featherweight world championship.
Yeah, but he had to beat someone in order to get it.
Yeah. And I think the way
that person didn't get there by accident.
Right, totally. I just think that there's so many different types of boxers out there that the reason why Volg is so good, at least from what we've shown, is that his technique is flawless. He doesn't have actually the devastating, punching power of Ippo. Like, Ippo is better than him at different areas.
Okay.
The specific attacks he utilize his punches to basically circumvent Ippo's strength and do things that are even more devastating. Like the idea of doing a 1-2, but separating it in a certain way where it's an uppercut followed by a knockdown kind of thing. It's like, oh, that feels awkward to me. Like, I don't know how you would do that, but I guess he knows the technique stuff to make it work. Ippo's punches have always been rather simple, and it's only been really recently that he's gotten into technique, like really weird, crazy stuff.
Like the complicated ways to deliver punches rather than just like set up punches.
Yeah, exactly. So his whole MO up until this point, his whole MO in how he's not lost, really, because he's had multiple fights before this where he should have lost, was that he just kept going. He had shonen resolve, and I don't see how this one is any more of an upset than the rest, at least just in that arena, I guess. So, because I don't know.
Maybe. Well, I feel like and that's a really good question because Ippo's won by shonen resolving it in plenty of fights, right?
And I'd say at least half the fights.
Yeah,
I can remember some of my favorite fights where it was a thing where the other player ended up kind of tapping into their own shonen resolve in some ways because they got so excited by how Ippo got into the match.
Yeah.
But Ippo just won. It didn't feel like a coin flip. It felt more like, oh, you're playing his game now. This is not your arena.
I guess it's that in the other fights it didn't feel quite as decisively like Ippo's going to lose this as this one. Like there were ones where it does like with Psyche, for instance.
Mashiba? Do you remember Mashiba? Like, he couldn't get out of like his flicker jabs. Like, he was stuck for like entire rounds, it felt like.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, dude. I think if anything, Ippo's just gotten so good, we're still used to calling him the underdog.
No, this is why. Because even with things like Mashiba, Ippo had his way of, if I can do this, I can win, right? It wasn't something of like their stats are better than mine. It was they have this thing that I can't maneuver around.
They're beating him on technique, which is what Volg's doing here. That's my thing. I think Ippo has better stats still in certain things, and if he was able to do them, he would win. If he got off a good gazelle punch, he would win. The thing is that he did that and telegraphed the whole move to him, and Volg was just like, miss me with that.
Sure.
I've faced so many boxers before you. He's like, I'm used to seeing these weird forms and stuff, and I just shift into a good defensive stance or what have you, and he just nullifies it. So, if anything, Ippo he didn't use the gazelle punch at any point since then. So, like,
except the part where he was about to use it here, and then...
Well, no, this was the second point in the entire match where he used it. So, it was a thing where he did have something in his arsenal that he could use, but everyone said he has no arsenal, he has no weapons in his arsenal, because when he did it last time, it didn't work. So I get you in that it feels like Ippo was fated to lose here in terms of the numbers and the environmental stuff. But I think that's just all to build the dramatic tension so that, like we predicted, we know Ippo's going to win. Like it just it doesn't make sense for him to lose here. And,
with how meta everything has been built up.
And maybe maybe the meta stuff has gotten so strong, you're like, but now I can't take this seriously as much because...
Well, and they've done a really good job of making it so that, we have to take it seriously, right?
The punches feel really painful. The punches feel
really painful
in the second half, which, by the way, the first half of this fight, we were kind of criticizing the way the punches looked.
This is much better.
It feels like they completely fixed that problem. Because there were moments in this episode where we saw them reuse little things like that.
But
it was for really good stuff, like that part where...
he dodges and then hits him, or dodges and uppercuts. Yeah.
But the other part where, Volg just goes in for the body blows, and it looks like he's practically spinning. He's moving so fast, and then you realize, no, he's not spinning. He's just alternating so quickly between left, right, left, right, left, right. For the body blows.
Right.
It hurt to look at. So that's out of the way, but so like help me out here. Like what's the?
I guess I thought Volg had more stamina than this. Like.
Well, I think that's what we all thought. That was the twist of the episode. Was
and the way they
just came out of nowhere.
Right, and the way they're setting it up, it is very much a thing where it takes Volg and his coach by surprise too. So it's like, oh crap, we didn't expect this, right? We thought we had it in the bag too. Everyone else thought they had it in the bag, and even the coach, like the chief. Was like they have this in the bag unless we can kind of cheese this out, where it's like, Ippo, do your thing and do it real good, hope they don't notice what you're doing, and then by the time they do realize it, you'll have the advantage, right? And that's kind of where they're at right now.
I definitely feel like this is like your friend's thing, locking the arm kind of thing. He did a thing to stall the game,
right?
And if I was to think about this in a numbers sense of it, what it is that Ippo is saying, or the coach is being like, hey, you can't get hit with any of that big stuff again. That permanently stalls your health regeneration. None of that. So what I'm going to need you to do is going to need you to take a lot of regular hits, though. Now, you can take regular hits. You've practiced this. You're good at this. But I also need you to dish something out so that he's expending a little bit more energy than usual.
They're not free hits like it was at the beginning of the match.
So then he starts doing that. He gives him a couple body blows. He gives him he gave him a good head blow earlier on here. And if Ippo's thing is that his body does what he wants it to do, and he has devastating strength. Like, it's something where I think they're building it up just with the way this show's going, because he hasn't lost yet.
Right.
Is that his punches are second to none. Like, he has no equal with regards to his uppercut. Like, if he gets a good jaw hit on you where he puts his full body into it, you will kill you. Like, if you're not ready for it. So that's all he's got. And then when he hits
his endurance.
That's his body's ability to just do the things that he's telling it to do. Endurance isn't underneath that kind of thing there. It's the shonen resolve stuff.
Right.
So this feels like it's less of a thing of Ippo pulling a weapon out of his ass, because I would say it's not as much of that. It's more that Volg, what you're saying is that it's like, okay, I need more stuff to buy the stamina drain.
It feels like they're getting by on something that Volg basically wasn't prepared for, right? And if they were to have something that Volg wasn't prepared for, it would be this, right? But I don't know. I guess it was that part of me that was hoping that it would be like, you're doing this, and they could still do that with the, okay, we've realized this, and then maybe it's like now let's go into the points match,
or it's a thing of where now it's like, Volg, you better get back up, and if Volg gets back up, it might be a thing of where Volg's like, okay, I need to play a little bit calm. The chief, not the chief, the other coach is like, like, you could win this with one good punch, right? I need you to go on the offensive, actually. And this could be where it ends up becoming a willpower match where Volg's like, no, I can't lose. I have my mother back there. Let me play safe or something.
That's why I want Volg to win, even though I know that Ippo's going to win, is because
it's part of the not the issue, but I would say it's part of the results storytelling problem with sports stories when they start to fall into patterns. is when you have your main character going on a journey of growth and, just believing in themselves and all this good stuff, you should have a point in their story where they struggle. In fact, I would say you should almost always have them struggling. But what I meant is
that's the whole point of Ippo starting out as an underdog.
Yeah, what I meant was more of they struggle because the patterns that got them there aren't going to work anymore.
Right, they need to change and adapt.
That still hasn't happened yet.
Right, it happens within the context of a match, but it doesn't happen
in the broader macro level.
Yeah.
So the way that would happen, typically in a boxing career kind of setup, is that Ippo would lose.
Sure.
And if Ippo loses, that's something where he has to then tap into, I would say, more of the less mechanical shonen resolve and the actual emotional shonen resolve of,
sure,
hey, you've got your people around you. You've got your family. You've got your dream. You've got your goals. Double down and work hard, and don't let this happen again. You'll be good, buddy. And if that's what this match is building up to, that would be the ultimate twist. That would be the ultimate twist, because I am even more certain now than ever before, not just because of the fact that Volg got knocked down, but because of the match going this long and how much they've gone in here, that Ippo's going to win.
Right, especially since Date's after that. Like he needs to get to Date because Date's literally waiting for it.
And Date's literally commenting on this match, waiting for the winner to reveal themselves, which is going to be Ippo.
Which is going to be Ippo, and then Ippo's going to fight Date, and he's going to beat Date.
Yeah,
So
this is some big hype stuff. But yeah, I hear what you're saying.
And we've always known that Ippo would win his matches, right?
But he can lose a match. He can lose a match. This story has a manga that goes on for how long?
1,200 chapters or something.
Yeah, exactly. So at some point, Ippo's going to lose. Ippo's not going to go, 45-0-0,
although they could do that, and this is the story of the person that did that.
The greatest boxer of all time.
Yeah.
I feel like Ippo as a story will be held back if Ippo doesn't lose at some point. So it's more
there's
of a
probably
thing
going to come a point where he will lose.
Yeah, it's more of a thing of
when
he will lose and how the story will handle that.
Sure.
But,
yeah. It's
Volg,
gonna hurt to see Volg lose.
Volg, we believe in you, buddy. We believe in you, buddy.
You will taste that hot soup again.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there. And all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us about these stories, about anime in general. You can get involved with the community there. And you can also talk with Jacob about a book that he wrote.
My sci-fi novel, Battle Lines, still available for order on Amazon. The link's in the description below. You know the deal. So go check it out. Leave a review to let people know what to think. And
so if ain't that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.